Hello, my name is Klaus Schinkel of Edison Group. It's my pleasure to welcome Daniel Link, CEO of Orell Füssli, to talk about the company and its outlook. Orell Füssli is a Swiss diversified company active in the area of security printing, industrial systems, publishing, book retailing, and security solutions. Welcome, Daniel. Thank you for joining.
It's a pleasure to be here, Klaus.
To start off, can you explain with a few words what Orell Füssli does and what the company's strengths are?
Orell Füssli is one of the oldest companies in Europe, founded more than 500 years ago here in the town of Zurich. Today, our business stands on two pillars, so it's security and education. In security, we are a technology leader in security printing for banknotes, passports, and so on. In the education sector, we are the largest retailer in Switzerland for bookstores, and we have also a very good online shop. And in education, we are one of the largest private provider of learning and educational media. On top, we have digital activities where we are active in software for digital identities and credentials.
Earlier this week, you provided a midterm review of your strategy 2028 at your Capital Markets Day. Can you give us what the essence of your update was?
Yes. We discussed our ambitions to grow our company in a global leader of analog and digital trust services by increasing our revenue to over 300 million Swiss francs and achieving an EBIT margin of more than 8%. We are now halfway in our strategy cycle, and I can say that we are ahead of plan. We have increased our revenue and our EBIT in the last 2 years. We have strengthened our customer base. We have gained 2 new key customers in security printing, have opened several new stores in the book retailing, and our core business of security printing and retailing, they delivered strong returns and stable cash. Tizer and our publishing systems are successfully positioned in their niches. Mm-hmm. And in parallel, the digital market, the market for digital identity is accelerating and is showing great prospects for the future in this steadily growing market.
Now, despite the difficult market conditions, I mean, your business is surprisingly robust and performing quite well. Why do you think that is?
I think the main reason is that our portfolio is diversified and resilient. Security printing is anchored in long-term contracts with governments, with central banks. Book retailing is a stable domestic business, and in education and educational media, we have recurrent demand each school year with new students coming into school. On top, we have a very stable and strong balance sheet. We are bank debt free, generating stable, reliable cash. So this combination of a resilient business model with also a quite local supply chain, most of our supplies coming from Euro, combined with a strong balance sheet, secures that we can achieve our target also in times where markets are tough and political situation is not easy.
Yeah, makes sense. Now, an important pillar of your business is security printing.
Yes.
Under which you also print banknotes for central banks around the world. I mean, the trend we're seeing is that the use of cash is declining in many parts of the developed world. Now, at your Capital Markets Day, you explained that the amount of printed banknotes is actually increasing by 4 to 6% per year. How does this go together?
Yes, this might sound surprising, but the reason for this is that banknote circulation and printing volume is mainly driven by growth of population and growth of GDP worldwide. Then we have a clean banknote policies of central bank, which means that dirty or damaged banknotes are taken out of circulation. We have inflation, which is also pushing the use of cash. And we have not to forget that in many parts of the world, large part of the population does not have a bank account yet. Mm-hmm. So for them to pay with digital means is not possible. So this all drivers together assure that the banknotes in circulation, and hence the volume for printed banknote is increasing since many, many years at an average rate of 4 to 6%.
That's interesting development. Now, the other well-known part of your business, second pillar, is your book retailing. Mm-hmm. Again, which is doing very well for many years.
Yes.
I mean, what's your sort of like recipe for success in that area?
It's also a market which, was said dead many times already. But I think what we achieved is a good combination between a strong physical, so brick and mortar shops around German-speaking Switzerland, combined with an advanced online offering, with a good web shop, with an app which is driven by AI, personalization, really a smart omni-channel approach where you can buy your book online and pick it in the shop, or you can buy it in the shop and have it delivered at home. So this combination allows that we could grow continuously. Of course, we have also many good locations in high frequency spot around train stations or shopping malls, which allowed us to increase our footprint in the past years, and so to increase our business. And we're clear number one in book retailing in Switzerland.
Yeah. Now we spoke about security printing and book retailing. Let's move to the other two areas of your business, smaller businesses, Sizer and publishing houses. Mm-hmm. How do they fit into the overall strategy?
These two segments, they are well positioned in their niches. They are profitable niches. So Sizer is a specialist for mechanical and electromechanical components for security printing machines, as well for software, which is tracking and tracing value documents in the production process. And in educational media, we have very strong brands in Switzerland which produce and publish books for students. We have also a series of children's books. So these are well positioned in a market which is quite resilient, as I mentioned before. Each year, new students coming to school and going along their education paths, and they need analog as well also digital learning media, which we are producing.
Now, moving on to a very interesting but probably less well-known part of your business, Procivis, software business for EID and digitally verifiable credentials.
Yes.
Why do you invest in this area? What are you looking to get out of this?
The market for digital identities is at an inflection point. It is driven by new regulations in the EU and in the Switzerland as well, where the new law says that by the end of next year, every citizen shall receive a wallet with a digital identity. And I believe these wallets will become more and more part of our daily lives. This business connects to our historical core business, where we printed passports and, for instance, also driver's license. So this new digital identity and credential are like the digital extension of what we did in the past. Mm-hmm. And this market is growing. We see a vast growth opportunity for us with a scalable software business model, which shall guarantee us recurrent revenues in the future and a good potential.
Interesting. Yeah. Coming back to your strategy, what do you expect for the second half of the period? What's your outlook?
I'm quite confident. We will continue to strengthen our positions in the different markets. We will expand also the offering in our learning media. We will, for instance, add new curriculums on our digital platforms. And as I just mentioned, we see interesting growth potential in the market for digital identities. At the same time, we will go on to be very strict on our spendings, make sure that we have a reliable cash generation, and have also we continue with our dividend policy, where we said that 60 to 80% of our income we will distribute as dividends to our shareholders.
Now, you mentioned earlier your strong bank debt-free balance sheet. What would you say to investors? What are other reasons for them to invest?
Investors, they appreciate our stability, also our stable, our shareholder structure we have, which, as I mentioned, we generate reliable cash, which from which we can pay dividends, and we combine a resilient business model with our strong core business in retailing and in security printing, which allows us also to invest in this new digital market, which gives like a wild card for the future with this potential of growth and increased revenues in years to come.
Well, thank you very much. This was very interesting. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you for being here.